there, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I want to show you all the steps involved for receiving an order and then uploading photos and creating a Facebook album and syncing photos and such. So bear with me, okay? We have just finished importing from Build and Bless, and if we go to the inventory section, you'll notice that right now it's empty. So in order for inventory to show up, we have to receive it. So if you go down to inventory orders, you'll notice that it has a list of all of our orders, how much we paid, and how many items we ordered. Going back to, here's our initial order. And if we drill into that, we can see all of the items that we should have received along with this order. Okay, so what we can do is, we get that special visit from the sweaty delivery man who brings the box. Maybe he brings it to your door, maybe he scoots it inside for you, and you rip it open and you start pulling out all the items, and as you look through the box, you may discover that you've been sent everything you expected, or some of what you expected, or maybe extras of some things. And so here what you want to do is, this is going to help you keep track of what has been back ordered, what you actually received in certain orders, and what you didn't. So what you can do is, let's say for this initial order, we're happy with the entire order, and so we want to say that we received all of everything. We can just go ahead and click Received All. That's really the fastest way to do this. And so that's going to go through and create items in our inventory from all of that initial inventory. So now it went from 315 ordered to 315 received. If we check out our inventory, you'll notice that it is indeed populated with some inventory. It shows you how many are available, the total quantity, how many you've shipped. So that's step one. Okay, so we want to go through and do that probably for all of these orders. If you only received some, like for example, if we only received maybe 4 of these one size, actually it's more likely that we received 0 tall and curvy. So we can go ahead and say, okay, maybe we received 1 tall and curvy and 1 one size. Okay, so we see that 1 was added to inventory. For each item, you have to go through and click Received. Okay, so 1 was added to inventory for each of these. That's just kind of how to show, kind of showing you how you can receive, parts of an order. Heading over to inventory, this is just kind of like a quick view of your inventory. The way that you'll add, let's see, so I have photos of Amelia's that I want to add, and I don't think there are any in these couple of orders. Let's see. Sorry, one moment. Okay, 1 large Amelia. Receive that, sure. Okay. That means that in my inventory here, somewhere around here, we started. Okay, here we go. Here are some Amelias, and I'm just going to say that we received each of these. Okay, alright, great. So now back in my inventory, I have extra small Amelia. That's great because I just so happen to have photos, these beautiful photos that we took of some Amelias. So I'll just drag and drop those here so we can see those uploading. Whoops, I uploaded a small. That's okay. I'll show you how to remove the small. So we have 2 photos of extra small Amelias and a small Amelia. But that's incorrect because here we're uploading for the Amelia extra small. So I'm going to delete that small by clicking on the orange icon there, and then I actually want to add that to small. So we'll add it here. Okay, go ahead and upload. That's complete. We'll click done. So now we have 2 photos of Amelia extra smalls, 1 photo of Amelia small, and a number of other things I'd like to point out here. One, I know it's sort of shunned, or I don't know, people say they suggest not using Square and that you should run everything through Audrey. There are some emergency cases where Audrey doesn't work, and if you have a Square reader, then it's convenient to itemize a receipt by having items. So when you're on Square, you can import a list of your inventory. And if you click this button here, Square Item Library, that will export a list of all of your items so that you can easily import them into Square, so you don't have to go through Square and input all of the different items. So that's kind of a handy thing. Also, if you needed to add new inventory that you received maybe from a consultant and it wasn't directly in an order, you can do that manually here. You can also edit a specific inventory item, say maybe the cost for the Amelia. So the cost is going to be how much you pay wholesale. So maybe it actually only costs you $10 and you are selling it at $100 and you have two. So here we just edited this extra small Amelia's cost. So now the cost is 10 and the price is 100. Okay, that's fantastic. All right, the next step I wanted to show you is how to sync with Facebook. So here I am logged into LuLaRoe with Jamaican Dave. If you want to, you can go ahead and grab that URL and check it out. The way this is going to work is I first want to set up my albums with some entry photos. So for example, for the Amelia's style, I'm going to first upload a photo of just like this Amelia title, and I can rotate that so that it looks pretty, and this just tells you kind of like what the style is in there. And I name the album. You want to name your album so that you can find them later. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click post. Alright, so now we have an album created. We'll go through and create albums for all of our different styles first, manually on Facebook. That's something we want to do. Second, we want to connect Romy to Facebook. So we can do that from our settings here. Go ahead and click Connect Facebook. That's going to bring you over here and say, do you want to continue as so-and-so? Yes. It's going to post to Facebook. Sure. I don't mind if it posts to public. It's fantastic. It wants to manage your groups. Okay. All right. Okay. So we should be connected to Facebook, I believe. So if we go back to Romy and go back to settings, and indeed we are connected to Facebook. So that this will change from a button into a label that says we are connected to Facebook. Okay, so the next step is that we want to create a party. Alright, so we're going to add a new party here. We're going to call this like initial inventory. This isn't working yet, but I expect it will be working soon. So we're going to say that this is going to start like November 8th, election day. Everybody go vote. And it's going to start at like 8 p.m. The caption, so you could fill this in with what you want. This is going to be helpful for the store, the online store, but not on Facebook. Facebook, it is against Facebook's terms of service to autofill things, so we opted not to not have a comment on Facebook. So that's step one. Step two of creating a party is that you want to map all of your styles to specific groups. So what we want to do here is we're going to say, okay, Amelia, if you want all of your Amelias to sync to a specific group, so if your group isn't showing up, or if you've created after this, you can always click this refresh here. So what I'm going to say is I want the photos of my Amelias. You can do all sizes or just one if you wanted. I want, you could pick specifically, put my extra small Amelias in the extra small Amelia album if you wanted. You can even say like sync all of my Amelias to one group and sync all of my Amelias to another group, an album in another group. So you can do multiple groups, multiple albums. So we're going to create that mapping, and what that does is when we sync to Facebook, it'll go to all of those groups. Okay, so here you only have to do that per style or per size, so that makes it pretty easy. Okay, we'll click Start Online Party. That's going to build our sale items. That doesn't actually start the Facebook yet. but we can now go to romy.com slash p for party, and then this key, and you can actually view online this inventory, and people can request to claim certain items. You can't buy it through Romy because that's against LuLaRoe terms of service, but you can search and sort and look on directly on Romy. So this is kind of like where you would host a party online. If someone didn't have a Facebook for some reason, they could come here and view your inventory. Just kind of an alternative. Okay, so also I wanted to show you the sale items. Before you post to Facebook, this is going to be empty. That's okay. What we want to do now is we're going to go ahead and click Post to Facebook. This is going to post right now. If we waited until 8 p.m. tomorrow, it would automatically start and then post whatever mappings we have set up. Okay, so we're going to click Post to Facebook. Now, this is going to take a couple of minutes in the background, but you can come over here and sort of start refreshing these albums, and you'll notice the photos start to show up. And generally what we do is we just manually reorder them so they're in the smallest to largest sizes, just for convenience of the customer. But that's really how the photos end up on Facebook. Then as a customer, what they might do is they'll come and say, oh, this is like so nice, very pretty, and then eventually maybe they say sold. Okay, and then what you can do is come back over to these sale items and refresh, and you'll notice that right now none of them have a sold comment, and just like magic, a fetch comments button appears. So I will click this fetch comments button. That's going to go out and fetch all of the comments. Now this is a pretty heavy task, so this takes a long time. So clicking on it a bunch isn't going to really help. But if you click on it once and wait a few minutes and then maybe refresh the page here, you'll notice that this indeed does have a sold comment here. So what we want to do is go ahead and click on the Facebook link. That brings us back and shows us that, hey, this one does have a sold comment. So likely your instructions will probably have something that says, in order to claim an item, go ahead and comment sold, and once you've commented sold, then we'll tell you, okay, sold to at Jamaican Dave. Send me your email or something, and then they can send you your email address. You can invoice them through Audrey, just as normal. Okay, and then the next step here is going to be that once someone has bought an item, we want to delete the photo. So deleting the photo will also delete it from Facebook. So it looks like someone purchased this this beautiful Amelia here, blue background with gold flowers, and so we're going to delete the photo from our inventory. Okay, and then just a few minutes later, the photo will be gone from Facebook. Okay, so now the content isn't visible anymore. If we go back to our group, which is where? Back to our LuLaRoe group. Here we go, Jamaican Dave, LuLaRoe, and back to our Amelia album. We'll notice that that photo is gone. Okay. Usually you don't want to delete it until the invoice has been paid and you have no duplicates, right? Okay, I think that's all that I wanted to show you for managing your inventory, getting it posted to Facebook. Obviously, there's a lot of improvements we can make here. Shop the Row has a claiming system. We have a claim system in place if you send people directly to your online party. So if they were to select an item from here, they could claim it by entering their email. That sends them, that's essentially them claiming. Then you can see a list of all the items that have been claimed, and you can invoice those people. So yeah, let us know what you think about the Facebook integration.